Hello and welcome to the tea house. I am Kaylee and today we are going to be processing some ginger. So I got this big container of organic ginger at Costco for a really good price. It's almost 2 pounds. And so we are going to get it cleaned and chopped in a food processor and then put into the freezer to use for fresh frozen applications in cooking. That is something that I absolutely love to have. I much prefer fresh options than like powdered, dried options when it comes to spices and ingredients. So let's get cleaning. The first thing we're gonna do is wash the ginger. I know. I'm going to grab a teaspoon. This is the smallest of the options. I also have like a soup spoon option. And I am going to show you how easy it is to use a spoon to peel the ginger. All right, so we have our ginger here. I just made it into a bit of a smaller piece. So you're going to take your thumb and put it on the back of the spoon, and you're going to scrape along the skin of the ginger, and the skin just comes right off. Now I do have a paring knife here that I'll be using to get off like the bottoms and those sorts of things, but for the most part I'm going to use the spoon to get the majority of the skin off. All right, I'm on my last and final piece of ginger, and I wanted to point out a couple things. So that probably took me, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes. So one thing that I found to be a lot faster, actually, so still have my knife here, is to use the spoon method on like the flat parts and use the knife like inside the little fingers. I was using the spoon trying to get everywhere, and it was just taking too much time. So I thought I would show that to you. Okay, so pretty much all of the flat surface area there. We flip it over, do the same thing. Make sure to hold on to it. It can get a little slippery. All right, so there we go. And then I take my knife. So I'm going to take my knife to do all of these little parts first on the outside. And then I'll show you what I do on the inside. This is a lot less waste than I usually have while peeling ginger. Just watch your fingers. Okay, so you have 2 options here. Pretty much the entire outside is clean now. You just have to get inside these little fingers. Option number 1. Just rip the finger apart and then use your knife and or your spoon to cut off all that skin. Option number 2, there we go. So inside this one, instead of ripping off this and having just this tiny little piece to work with, I find it a whole lot easier to just go on one side, go on the other. It doesn't even have to meet, and just take your fingers and just kind of push it out. It's a little more waste, but it cleans it pretty nicely. Oh, look at all that ginger. So I will finish this. Again, just kind of stick your finger in. You're good to go there. And then just a tiny bit more. And we have a perfectly cleaned piece of ginger, and I'm going to put this in the food processor. So I have all of my ginger in my food processor. Just going to turn on the lid. And we are done. All right, just like that, we have almost 4 cups worth of chopped fresh ginger that I am going to, I just labeled, and I'm going to put it in the freezer and use for cooking in the future. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this short video and you found some of the information useful. If you want to join me in some of my other cooking videos, we would love to have you. Until next time.